wait, are we recording? Deer in headlights. Hello, everyone. My name is Big Chris.
And I'm Janie B.
And we are One Minnesota. So we have some. I know. Like we're back again. I forget which episode we're on. I think this is still season 1, episode 3 now, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
Yes, we're on 3.
3, okay.
It's great. We can keep going through these. So we have some exciting news for everyone. We are officially a 501c3
nonprofit. Yeah. Which means,
besides being regular awesome, we're official government status awesome.
Awesome to where we're tax exempt.
Right.
If you donate to us, you will get.
You definitely can write it off.
Yeah.
And it's been great, you know, everything that we've done. And there's definitely been some larger donors that have approached us about giving and couldn't give.
And then passed it up. Yeah.
So. And now they can. So that's great. So yay, go One Minnesota, go team. You know, it's a huge thing. It's the biggest thing for us. So, you know, good job, Janie B.
It was all me.
It was all you.
I did all the work.
So on this episode,
thanks, Megan.
Yeah, thanks, Megan Curtis Law. I made a post the other day, and I was like, thanks for holding off on those bills a little longer. Like, we're gonna have to like do our yard work or something.
Yeah, we're getting our Christmas present, right?
Yes,
okay,
we're totally getting our present.
Okay, yeah.
We'll get her something nice out of like Walgreens or something, whatever we can afford since we're still broke. So I think we should start this episode with the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll start with the new strain of COVID-19 in the UK.
Sure. You were kind of briefly telling me about this earlier, so I think you should go ahead and.
Yeah, so I have a few friends that live in like Britain and, you know, like Greater London area. And they were talking to me about the Prime Minister, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, basically canceled Christmas. So this strain of COVID is hitting the same as it did when COVID first was in the United States.
Like back in March?
Back in March. And, you know, sort of morphed. And like when you and I got it, like July, August, you know, we were already on a second strain. So this is apparently a new strain.
So do they think that you can get, even if you've had it, you can get the next strain, you're not immune?
They believe you can still get another strain of it, which is scary stuff.
I was safe.
I know. I thought I was safe too. So I saw Governor Cuomo is calling for a flight ban from the UK, which is ironic because everywhere else in the United States or in the country, you have to get a test before they'll allow us in. But we don't do that for them, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, if you fly elsewhere, you have to quarantine.
Right.
And I think I heard now in London, England, all around, if you test negative after 5 days, then you can be done with your quarantine.
Right.
But
yeah, it's, you know, it's sort of a mess.
But it's kind of crazy that we're not doing that.
Yeah, so Cuomo is calling for a flight ban or at least for people to show negative tests. And I saw something on the news today. He wasn't really speaking. It was just like a recorded call. But every time I hear his voice or anything, I just can't get the pierced nipples out of my head. Like,
what is that about? I don't know anything
you haven't
about
seen the nipples?
No.
Oh my God. So
he has pierced nipples?
Sorry, Cuomo. Yes, his nipples are totally pierced. He's like, I mean, it's so weird. So it was like in the summertime, I'll have to send you the article. And he's just sitting there with his blue shirt on and he has the largest nipple dumbbells ever. And I'm like, Jesus, bro.
I don't want to know.
I have to send you it. It's super funny. So anyway, Cuomo has pierced nips. So yeah, so they're calling to at least enact some type of, you know, protocol for that or something. So
I think that's fair.
I think it's
crazy that it's not already happening.
I think it's more than fair. And that brings us to the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine. So Pfizer sent just over 2 million doses. And Moderna sent 6 million. But, you know, the thing is these vaccines are the ones that have to be kept either at freezing or very cold. You have to have more than one dose.
Oh,
so
really?
I'm not sure if this is the initial dose that they're sending. I'm not sure if it's, I don't know if they're coming in pairs, but So 3,700 locations across the United States are receiving the vaccine in all 50 states, obviously including Minnesota. People here have already started to get vaccinated. And
I would assume it's doctors, nurses,
as
first
it should be,
responders.
as it should
Yeah.
be, I believe so. And then, once they've been vaccinated, I assume it'll move to high risk, like in the elderly community.
Sure.
But the question is are you going to get vaccinated?
When it comes my time, yeah, absolutely.
You don't
I think
feel like scared about it?
I mean, I am the type that thinks, like, I don't always get the flu shot. I did this year because of my daughter. But in the past, I didn't really believe, I don't know. I didn't want to get it. I didn't want to put extra stuff into my body that I wasn't quite sure where it came from. But this is different. This is a pandemic where if I get sick, I could potentially get many other people sick, and those people could die, or even I could die. You know,
right.
You don't really know what's going to happen. So in this situation, I think it's smartest to get the vaccine.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're not going to be the first ones to get it. There are going to be many people to get it before us.
No, we were just talking about that. I think it's going to be, I mean, we're almost to 2021, and I think it's going to be, maybe summer 21. Probably next winter before regular people can get it.
I mean, I heard that Canada ordered more vaccines than we did, and they don't expect like end of 2021.
Right. Yeah.
For
it
to reach.
It's definitely scary to think about, what can happen and so many people waiting to get the vaccine. I always think about that movie. God, it wasn't Outbreak.
Contagion. Was it on Netflix and everybody was watching it at the beginning of
the Matt Damon movie? I forget what it was. I just watched it the other day too. But so it was like when the bird flu came out, and that we had that huge outbreak in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And they closed like Mondale Elementary and all that. Like all that was real. So that was the last real pandemic that we faced in Minnesota. I mean, it was global, but the United States had been hit, and they talked about just the respread rate. Which was less than half of what COVID is, and people were getting it, and you get it, and you're done. You drop dead and die. So, pretty scary stuff. So I don't think that we're going to be able to get vaccinated for quite some time. But
well, how about you?
I'm totally getting vaccinated.
Yeah,
I'm getting vaccinated. And to our listeners and viewers out there, we'd like to know if you're going to get vaccinated. So make sure you leave a comment in the description and tell us, and we'll probably pick a few people and send out some One Minnesota Radio t-shirts. You guys like the backdrop? We love it. It's so
It's
fun.
better. Is it better than our last one?
Well, somebody commented on the Playboy machine, and we wanted to let everybody know it's fine. The machine's still here.
It's just not behind us.
It's not ours, but it's definitely still here. So, but yeah, I think with people getting vaccinated, things will maybe get back to normal. I don't know what it's going to be like with rallies and just events as, we make it through the winter.
I've heard you aren't allowed in, like you could have a concert, but you have to show that you have gotten vaccinated or have a negative test, which the negative test seems kind of iffy to me.
Yeah. Because
when I spread it to my mom, I definitely did not know that I had it.
Right.
And I don't think I probably would have tested positive because I had picked it up 2 days prior. So
right. And we're still having symptoms from that. I mean, we were talking about that off camera. I mean, I still get regular COVID headaches.
And I couldn't figure out what the headaches were.
Yeah.
But now that you say that, it's been about like at 2 o'clock every day.
Yeah, and it still feels like my eyes are affected.
Some days, and I'm like, am I getting sick again? Because the eyes, like moving my eyes around.
And you mentioned that you lost taste and smell again.
Yeah, and I've had a few friends. Actually, one of my friends posted on Instagram, like, has anyone else got all their taste and smell back and then lost it again?
Right.
And I mean, I had it at the end of August, and still, I mean, I don't think I can taste salt because I just pour the salt on, and my boyfriend's like, hey, you're gonna kill me.
Yeah,
you need to not do that.
Right. It is pretty scary. So I feel the exact same way. I feel like once you have it, it's still so early that, I mean, for all we know, we're lifetime carriers of it, even though you can test negative later. But
I haven't gotten another test, so I guess I don't know. But
we should do that.
I do think it is important to also remember that every time there is some type of adverse reaction to the vaccine, it's going to be spread everywhere like wildfire. And the reality is that happens with every vaccine.
Yeah.
So just to be cognizant of that, and don't let those few and far between cases scare you. I mean, it is scary, but this whole thing is scary. So
and get tested. If you haven't gotten tested, get tested. You can go to our website, weareonemn.com. We were one of the first in the state of Minnesota to put a link up for people to get the free test. You know, I know that there's $99 test, and you know they say you'll get your results the same day. But honestly, you can get 1 or 2 day testing through the state of Minnesota for free. So feel free to go there, click the link, you fill out a couple forms, and it'll take you right there. So if you haven't gotten tested, get tested for sure. And I think most people by this time sort of have,
they've done it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you feel like you're exposed, just having one test isn't enough.
Right. So, well, that's the coronavirus portion of our podcast. We're going to take a break to pay some bills, and we'll be right back. Hey, folks, Big Chris here for alwaysbearded.com. If you've seen me on TV or videos, or you've been around me at events, or you just know me, then you know that I'm a bearded gentleman. And like most guys with beards these days, wearing a face mask can be a bit of a problem. Mainly because if you have a beard, most masks just kind of suck. So if you're lucky enough to find a mask that does fit, you're left with the equivalent of hat hair, except on your face. So the folks over at alwaysbearded.com came up with an amazing idea called the Beard Tarp. It's what I wear, it's what I've been wearing, and for as long as this pandemic is with us, it's what I'll continue to wear. It is by far the highest quality, the nicest mask. It is, stylish. They have several different versions of it available now, and you can check it out on their website at alwaysbearded.com. Hey everybody, we're back. I'm Big Chris.
I'm still Janie B.
Still Janie B. So we wanted to talk about our holiday giveback, which, Janie promised that we were done after the 1K turkey giveaway.
Okay, you promised we were done.
No, Janie promised we were done, and then she calls me. No, actually what happened is we really figured...
It's the other way around.
Yeah. We figured we wanted to do something special, so we did our holiday giveback, which was sort of crazy, but we decided we would give away $10,000 to members of the service industry. So not
who were
just
affected by the shutdown.
Yeah, who were affected by the shutdown. So dishwashers, hosts, hostess, cooks, servers, bartenders, barbacks. If you were in a restaurant or a bar, you qualified. And we split it into 3 parts. We picked 2 restaurants, and then we also picked individuals.
So we picked 2 restaurants. The first of which was the Handsome Hog in Justin Sutherland, and the second was the Gnome with Brian Ingram
and his wife Sarah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And their new baby.
So what did we do, Janie? Tell us. I don't know. Walk us through how we started at Handsome Hog.
So Handsome Hog, we contacted Justin to see if he would be, willing to help us out, because we wanted people who knew the workers and knew who deserved the help to help us choose. So he chose 5 of his employees to give $500 to each, and we did you can go on our YouTube page. There is a video of that give back. We showed up. We had one of, I think her name was Sarah.
Emily.
Her name was Emily.
You're so bad with names.
Oh, yeah.
So Emily was there, but we can call her Sarah, but it was Emily. Sarah is Brian Ingram's wife.
Yeah, there's a lot of names.
Emily was there.
Emily was there. And I did a little interview with her.
Which was great.
Yeah, she had a rough time with unemployment. They are giving her almost nothing. So we helped her out, and then 4 others. Then after that, we were tossing back and forth of who the next restaurant should be, and we went with the Gnome. Brian Ingram has been every Tuesday kind of giving away in his own way. They give away free produce, perishables, non-perishables, and it's like you can come every Tuesday. They ask no questions. You can
Yeah.
just get groceries.
They were essential. So Hope Breakfast Bar, which is another one of his restaurants,
Mhm.
him and his wife Sarah. I remember early on when the pandemic first started, the first thing I said is, "Okay, kids aren't in school. How are they supposed to eat?"
Right.
And Brian Ingram was among the first that I saw saying, "Listen, we're making an effort to get families food
Mhm.
that were dependent on the school to provide that food."
Yeah.
And it just seems like our government didn't think it through. It seems like, they maybe left it up to local, and local, obviously within, a week sort of caught on and came up with a plan of action. But kids can't go a week without food.
Right. It was just, yeah, it was like, hey, we're shutting down the classes because of COVID, and we
Right.
don't want the spread, which is I
Makes
agree
sense.
with that.
Makes sense.
But there are other consequences that come along with that.
Yes.
And it just seemed like some families were just left high and dry with,
Right. So he put that together, and like you mentioned, he every Tuesday at the Gnome in St. Paul on Selby Avenue, they are have put this these resources together for people to come and just get help. And it's one of those things that
It's outdoors. They
It's
keep it
outdoors.
spaced out.
Yep, pretty expeditious the way people move it, move through the lines, and it's the same kind of format, which is makes me really happy that we were able to connect with Brian and his wife. It's that if you need help, we have help
Mhm.
format. There's no forms. There's no here's why or any of that kind of business. It's you just show up and you get what you get. So we picked them for the second part of our holiday give back.
Mhm.
And Brian selected 5 employees there. Each of those folks received $500.
Yep.
Again, in that episode, if you're hearing this, that episode is up on our YouTube channel now. So make sure you check it out and like and comment and subscribe and blah, blah, blah.
Do all the things.
Do all the things.
Click the bell for
Click the
notifications.
bell, all the stuff. Just go on the page and just start hitting and
Every
subscribing
button.
and
But
make sure
except for the
you
dislike button, don't click that one.
don't dislike and don't unfollow, but everything else. And they were great. It was really funny. We had a great time when we were
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
It was super cold that day.
It was so cold.
It was so cold. And we kind of just went in and did our thing, and that was great. So
then there was a second part.
really the third.
Well,
part.
actually, there's 3 parts.
There's 3 parts.
No,
So
there wasn't going to be, but then we
there
changed our mind.
wasn't going to be. So then we also set up a nomination where you at home could nominate whomever you liked. You couldn't nominate yourself,
No,
but you can nominate.
but you
a
can
friend.
try.
Right.
A few people tried.
So a few people definitely nominated themselves, and we had to pass. We received about 500 submissions. We actually read every single one, and Annika had a great time reading every single one. That was great. It was like, "Hi, Annika, read it, please."
So we had one woman who was nominated over 15 times.
Yeah,
Um,
Raina.
yes. And so we decided to choose, well, we chose 9 people originally from that lump sum. And how many got back to us?
It was
5?
really weird. Yeah, it was a process to get to
So we had
the goals that we set.
Right. We had the nominator put down their email and
Right.
their number.
Right.
So we could kind of go through them to get in touch with the person who was nominated. And it was just hard to get.
It was hard to get people to call back,
Yeah.
even though we were giving away free money. Thank God we made it through it, and everybody, as you're watching this, has now been compensated with $250 to try to help make their holidays brighter.
Yeah.
And one of the things we said was, it's kind of ridiculous to say that it was only $10,000 that we had to give away.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever say that again in regular,
That's
life.
how it felt, though.
Right. It was only 10 grand, and there's so many people that need help.
Yeah, for $2,500 for a restaurant, it just didn't seem. There were so many more people that that needed help too. But
so we get a hold of Raina, and we talked with Sarah.
Well, no, we didn't get a hold of Raina. It was supposed to be a surprise.
It was a surprise. So we
Yes.
talked with Sarah, which is one of the people who nominated her. And as we were reading her story, her husband had a stroke and
2 strokes.
and a second stroke.
Yeah.
And they identified a brain tumor.
And her daughter had appendicitis,
which she had to take off work before the shutdown.
Yeah.
And was losing money that way. And both of them have COVID, right? Or
both of the kids had COVID.
Both the kids had COVID. And this family was just really like struggling. They were in a tough spot. And if you know anything about One Minnesota, or if you don't know, we adapt to what our communities need. We're not cookie cutter by any means.
We don't kind of have one.
No, we don't have a singular focus. We
Yeah.
are literally all over the board. I'm pretty sure it's on purpose that we're all over the board.
Yeah.
Or on accident, but either way it works out. So we hear their story. We say we're going to do something more than $250. So first and foremost, we bought a power recliner for the husband, which is
his
awesome.
condition. It just made it uncomfortable, I would assume, to lay down flat.
Right.
So we got a really cool.
We got a great deal on that from Royal Star Furniture in West St. Paul. So shout out Royal Star. We went in there and we purchased that for them. And you did a bunch of shopping.
I did a bunch of shopping for the kids. And a little bit for Raina.
Yep. We got just some really nice gifts for everyone. Some gift cards, some food gift cards, grocery gift cards. Some clothes, gas gift cards, games for the family.
Yep.
Raina's son, Kevin, had a ball. You'll see.
Like, there are 8 presents for me.
Right.
8.
Right. So when this video is up on YouTube, that video will absolutely be up. Make sure that you watch it. It's great. He was very excited. He's like any, younger
He's
kid
7.
in America. Yeah.
He was like, I can't even hold all my presents.
Yeah, it was great. It felt really good to do good. So
yeah,
that was great. So we pick Raina. We go with her. She was just the sweetest.
Yeah, she was so thankful. I mean, she didn't know what was going on. Her friends were just like, hey, come outside at 2. And
there was so many friends. There was like all of her coworkers and like
at
her support
B52,
system.
right?
Yeah, it's B52s and Brews. And the links
below.
B52 Burgers and Brews.
Yeah.
And like I said, all the links are underneath.
And they were all so sweet.
I have never seen an outpouring of support this way.
Yeah, I think their manager, she just kept saying she's never asked for anything.
Right.
So she was the one that they really felt like deserved it the most.
Yeah, they really showed up to support, and it was really heartwarming to see. I was really happy that they were able to, all be there, and I was happy that we were there, and it's a great video, and we're just going to keep putting out.
It was really cold that day too.
It was really cold. You kept saying your toes were cold, and I wasn't cold at all.
I mean, we were out for an hour and a half, so I feel like that's fair.
I had on my big Russian hat, that's why. So
your hat kept your toes warm.
Right. It is. That's where you trap and lose heat at, Janie B. Come on, get with it.
I trap and lose feet in my toes.
Yep. So we do have links to all the restaurants that were involved with our holiday giveback. Handsome Hog is in a temporary closure right now, but you can still help support. You can
the Gnome isn't doing takeout, is it?
I'm not sure if no, I don't think Gnome is doing takeout either.
No, so they're both closed. But they are. I know they are doing like a drive-up movie.
Yeah,
where you can order food from inside.
Yeah,
and sit in your car.
They're doing a number of things, and they're.
So yeah, they're really active on Facebook. So check out their Facebook page. There are ways
to support, and what's happening is not only the businesses and the business owners suffer, but we've never met such a selfless group ever. Not one time did Justin Sutherland, not one time did Brian Ingram or his wife, none of these people mentioned themselves. They didn't say, oh, it's really hard for us, or
I just remember Justin saying that he was just like, yeah, it was great to choose 5 people, but
he was devastated. He was devastated.
Like, I'm losing sleep every night.
Right.
Which I can imagine. You just feel like you're responsible.
Right.
For
so there are still ways to support them. The websites and those things are in the description. So make sure that you go there and check it out. So what's next for us?
Well, if you did watch our little interview with Annika, she mentioned our food shelves potentially next year.
So we should be opening food shelves very soon. I do know the months, but I actually can't say them. but soon. And we will have one on the Minneapolis side and one on the St. Paul side. That'll be great. And we had mentioned before, we do not utilize redlining process. We never will. And if you're not familiar in a red line, that is basically where you go to a place to get help and they say,
we'll give you help, but you need to tell us
what color you
your
are,
kids are
and what color your kids are, and we'll feed you.
Which we did discuss this. It's basically so they can go back and get funding and say, we help all these minorities.
Right, which is ridiculous. So we will never do that. We will forego funding. We will, keep selling T-shirts or something, but we'll never ask a person anything like that. We will never ask you to identify who you are. If you need help, One Minnesota can give you help.
Right.
And we will have so many things as this year comes to not only help feed and clothe our communities, but to break the cycle of needing help and to be able to position yourself to help others.
Right. So classes to help educate with finances and
financial classes we're going to be doing. We have several realtors that we're going to be working with. I wish that I knew a realtor also. Do you know any realtors, Jamie?
I am actually a realtor.
What?
As of like a month ago.
Can I buy a house?
Absolutely. Let's start looking.
So we will definitely have some home buyer programs coming up in the spring. It's going to be great. As always, we like to mention that we have great merchandise on our website, weareonemn.com.
That's how we've paid the bills thus far.
Absolutely,
so
every
continue
bill.
to support us there if you can.
Please and thank you. And if you use code 1MNRadio20, you can get 20% off plus free shipping. And there's just so many new things. I mean, we always say it, and it's not just because it's our stuff. I mean, our clothes are really the softest, the highest quality. It's great. And we have, of course, One MN Radio.
The sweatshirt is everybody's favorite.
Yes. We have the sweatshirts, which are super soft, and, they're great. They're available for purchase, and T-shirts, and we always do different contests, so make sure you check that out. But, so if you go to weareonemn.com and use code 1MNRadio20, you get 20% off plus free shipping, and that's that. So I don't know, anything else you can think of before we end this broadcast?
I don't think so. I was going to mention the bike giveaway in the spring because you brought that up.
It's coming.
But then I decided maybe we'd have to do it.
It's coming.
Yeah.
And we're also going to do helmets, and we're going to do just a whole package. It's going to be great. You guys wait. We're really going to be there. So, and we wanted to say thank you and shout out to DJ D-Mill. Once again, we're broadcasting from SP Style Studio.
Yes.
It's great. It's great. And we're trying to get him and some other folks on. We just have a good list of guests for 2021. So thank you guys again for listening and tuning in. Janie, thank you for tolerating me through another year. Let's keep going.
It's my pleasure.
Right. And happy holidays to everybody.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Thank you guys.
If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that bell notification so you get notified every time we post a new video. And if you like this video, which I hope you do, give us a like as well.